All is right in the world for Celtics fans because Kyrie Irving is fully committed. That's right, fellas.
Everything
Another
is
segment
awesome.
of the Garden Report, powered by 1in100. Head over to 1in100.co where you can enter your name into a raffle to win tickets to any sporting events or concerts in the city. That's 1in100.co. Enter your name today. Jimmy, Nick, I see you two dancing there. You guys are really excited because you are buying completely into what Kyrie Irving is saying. I'm buying in. He's fully committed. He says he's going to re-sign obviously next summer because he wants to get that money. He's not going to leave $80 million on the table like that.
Nope.
I don't think neither one of us would or any of us would. But
no, I wouldn't leave $8
what
on the
are
table.
the chances? What are the chances that we see Kyrie Irving change his mind come June, July? What do you guys think?
I mean, it's not so much that anything's going to change his mind. It's just I need to have the season go through and see what goes on during the year. Are the Celtics going to be successful? Is Kyrie going to stay healthy? Are we going to have a bunch of other NBA superstars demanding trades to other different teams, and all of a sudden the Knicks look like they're contenders and they're just missing a point guard? You know what I mean?
Like the Knicks fans are pissed.
Good. Knicks fans
Jimmy Butler's pissed.
Knicks fans are the worst anyway, so they can stay
They
pissed
are
if they
just a
want.
terrible franchise.
Yeah, they are. We'll get into that another time. But
I would do a whole
I'm not
segment on that.
I am not completely sold on the Kyrie side. I mean, everything sounds great. He wants to come back and play. It's great. I think a lot of people were wondering, like, does this guy really like Boston?
Lot of people were wondering,
do we know if he's going to come back? But so you've got Kyrie, and now you've got Rozier. So now the new question would be like, okay, well, do they want to give Kyrie all that money and just let Rozier walk, or would they sign Rozier for less and let Kyrie walk, or would they trade one of the two? I don't know. There's a million different ways.
I don't feel you can go out and be that brazen, then double down on it the next day in media availability and not have there be truth to it. Could things change? Yeah, but what's the repercussions of that, Jimmy? I think if if Kyrie Irving made these statements and then changes his mind, no GM's going to want to deal with him because he's going back on his word.
It's not a good look.
The best part about this is, yes,
I bet you can find a few gyms that might deal with
they
him.
probably would. But you understand what I'm saying is you look bad, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
The best thing about this is he clearly likes to be a Celtic. He likes the city of Boston. And we don't have to go around all season asking him these stupid questions, right? So he gave us, the media and the fans, what we want. Now I think you just got to shut up and take his word for it.
Yeah, I think the only way we
fair.
don't see him re-sign is if there's an injury and Danny Ainge says, you know what, I'm going to go down a different path. Terry Rozier is our new starting point guard, you know.
I don't think
see you later, Kyrie Irving. I think that's the only thing that would make him not signing a reality at this point.
If Rozier makes it to the trade deadline, I think it's a stretch. I think Danny's going to trade Terry Rozier. And
I don't
I'm gonna
think
tell you
so.
something. Here's why. Just let me give you this argument. This is before we heard about the Kyrie announcement. Brad Stevens, who gushes pretty much on nobody, gushed all over Rozier for 2 straight games. Like, I mean,
He's been doing
vocally.
that. He's
no,
been a huge
it was-
Rozier guy.
He is a huge Rozier guy, but I mean, you could have called those press scrums Terry Rozier. He literally said Terry Rozier and 4 other guys are playing tonight. So, like, he's pumping them up, and that might be for, I'm speculating here, that might be for his performance on the court, for his confidence, it could be anything. But the 2 nights later at fan night, Kyrie comes out and says he's staying. Like, that to me, it sounds like, you know, they might be pumping him up for a trade.
Well, you can say the same thing about Danny Ainge. I mean, I saw these two at, you know, what was it? Not media day, but what I'm thinking, training camp. There's a lot of one-on-one time between Terry Rozier and Danny Ainge. You know,
I
just feel like those two. You know, you see the
But
joking
Rozier
around
lights
up,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
But
You see a
Rozier
lot of
lights up
joking
a
around.
room. I mean, the 2 of them have Ainge has charisma. Rozier.
No, I
has
get that, but I'm
charisma.
just trying to piggyback on your point. Like, you know, what you talk about Brad Stevens gushing all over Terry Rozier. Danny Ainge is a big Rozier guy as well.
And we know Ainge does that. He does set up players to be traded by how he talks to the media. He's done it
and
before.
he'll trade
saw with
anybody.
Isaiah Thomas.
He'll trade Jimmy Toscano.
I don't know if he would trade me.
I don't
but,
either. Too much. He needs the height.
But real quick though, I mean the Kyrie stuff. I think it all sounds great, and you, like you said, you kind of have to take him for his word. It becomes less of a distraction, I think, during the regular season than I think some people thought it might be, because it's just one of the many off the court distractions that could, you know, hurt a team. You know, is trying to
Locker room
compete.
in particular. You know, it could
Right.
kill the locker room.
Right. So I think that's one last thing that at least they don't have to worry about as much. Don't have to talk about as much. But the other thing that we got recently was Kyrie apparently trying to recruit.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
That's right. Yeah, I mean,
What are your thoughts?
What do you think?
you put me on the spot. Sure, sign me up. I don't think it's that easy though. If you're New Orleans, you're not going to just trade him. You don't have to. You're not in a position where you say like, all right.
No, as a free agent though.
Even if Anthony Davis were, well, yeah, but that's way down the road, Jimmy. And I think
No,
that's a
It's
realistic.
summer, isn't it?
It's not down the road.
No,
not
it's
that far
this
down.
summer. It's 2 years away.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they can hold on to him for as long as they want to up until that trading deadline before he officially becomes a free agent. I just think his contract situation and the fact that the Celtics just don't have the chips to match that contract unless they get, a third team involved who makes $15-16 million, and that's going to be really hard
and
to
then
pull
you've
off.
got almost a logjam now. Like, what do you do with Horford? You've got other.
Back to
players
Kyrie,
over.
Jimmy. I have a question for you.
What?
How did
Make it
you?
quick.
Yeah, I will. How did you feel as like a journalist, an analyst, when you heard the news about Kyrie? Were you just like, oh, I can move on now?
What do you mean?
Like when you heard that he said he was going to stay. We're no more questions about it. No more nonsense.
Oh, I mean, rarely do you get an answer like that, I think.
Ever.
So it was kind of refreshing. It was a little bit of a surprise, but I think as a reporter, you have to
report it.
Yeah, but you have to believe what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, I love the way he did it because he did it in front of the fans. He didn't give it to the media. He did it in front of the fans. I like that. I like Kyrie. I'm glad he's sticking around.
I mean, I for one wasn't that surprised. I just felt like since media day, he's just been all about the Celtics, all about the tradition. And I'm telling you, to this day, they sent Bill Russell to have a conversation with him, and it changed everything. But let us know what you think in the comment section. This segment, of course, is brought to you by 1in100. If you haven't signed up already, 1in100.co is where you go to enter your name for free tickets to any concert events, any sporting events. Put your name in 1in100.co and get yourself signed up.